Man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This team got problems. This team.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about it.
Man, we're going to talk about it. This team has some problems, man.
Big problems, man.
This team got some problems. We see on
I
the
know
chat.
I'm still probably unfamiliar to your audience, but I'm probably gonna come off as like the villain tonight. There's a good chance I might come off as the
Hey,
villain.
go
Hey, I
off,
was
man.
I was calling for Coach K's head last game, so I don't know if you could be
You
much
know what, man?
worse.
I'm at a point right now where it's starting to. I'm ready to throw some darts at Coach K. Like, what's up, man?
Oh man. All right, let's that's the only. Let me play the intro first. Appreciate y'all joining us, man. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously Duke narrowly escapes Clemson today. A win is a win, but we gotta talk about some stuff, man. There's a lot of things to talk about.
Nobody outside of Kentucky cares about that rivalry.
Exactly.
Who cares about
who wins 2015 or 2010? And everybody is saying 2015. So
just got back up here at Durham a couple days ago. So been in the gym a little bit. Me and Joey been in the gym working out together.
As Duke fans, as Duke coaches, you know, I get excited over there, even in my suit, I'm grabbing Coach Tyler's leg, like.
Welcome to Crazy Twitter Live. We are back after two more wins. Yeah, we won on Saturday. Yeah, we did. I don't even remember. Two more wins, but obviously tonight Duke squeaks by Clemson by 2. Crazy game. A lot of PTSD. You know, at the end of that game. So Ryan. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, a little rusty. Tick pick, shout out to Tick Pick. 15 get discounted tickets. The deal. Use the code Duke Nation and get discounted tickets. Shout out to the Devil's Den. Please subscribe to them. Shout out to them. But yeah, Ryan, get us started, man.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a win, man. It was the coming down the stretch there. It felt like what we've seen the past few weeks in ACC play. Like, wait, is this going to happen again at home? No way. And I'm going to start out and just be positive. Jeremy Roach is balling the last 2 games. The man has 2 turnovers in the last 2 games with like 18 assists. He made big buckets down the stretch this game when it seemed like nobody wanted to step up and do anything. A lot of people were calling for Jeremy's head for the last few games to start ACC play, and I don't know if it's Keels being out. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but big shout out to Jeremy Roach, big shout out to Joey Baker. I know it's kind of been up and down this year with Joey, but hey, he hit a few shots tonight that kept us around in the first half. If it wasn't for those, we'd have been down by a few possessions.
Shot at one point.
Yeah, and then he does a Joey move and goes in a lane and takes like a floater, which is we're normally like, what are you doing? And he hits it, man, and that was fun to see. But Mr. Eric, we'll get. How about you? What are your thoughts? I'm excited to hear these.
Don't hold back, man. Come on.
No, don't hold back, please.
All right, you guys gave me the thumbs up. I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. We're 19 games in. We're towards the end of January. We're well into ACC play. I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. They should not be hanging around with Clemson late in the second half. They should not be hanging around Syracuse late in the second half. It shouldn't be. They should be. This is the time of the season where I feel like they have enough reps at this point to be wiping the floor with these teams. They are immensely talented. They are better than these teams. That is for sure. There's no debate about that. But there's no reason why the game should be tied with Clemson late in the second half, and we need a Joey Baker floater to get the go-ahead lead. Like it's I'm running out of excuses. I know there was no Trevor Keels, so that played into the perimeter defense tonight. I get it, but the real issues that we're seeing game after game after game, I don't think we should be seeing from a team, even though they're only 19 games in and they had that delay in the middle of the season. But the turnovers is a problem. They don't need 20 games to iron out to not turn over the basketball. Defensive rebounding is another issue, giving teams extra possessions. How many games do you need to iron that out? Those are things that are constant that we're seeing from this team, regardless of opponent. So that's telling me that in March, that's going to be something we're going to see. That's not going to be something where it's like, okay, they fixed it, they ironed it out. Coach K got them to practice on it, and I feel like that's going to trip them up in March.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish it.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say number one. I think Syracuse we did dominate to an extent. I think we dominated that game for the most part. I think I agree with the point. We still shouldn't be in the game with Clemson. But I will say that was the thing. That was my biggest thing thinking about this game. Like right now, this team is susceptible to losing in the first round. I think this team could beat anybody in the country.
Yes,
but this is a team that can lose in the first round with ease, like with ease.
Yes.
Like it's
100%.
It's like, and I know people might not like it, but it's like it's a consistent theme. Teams are getting more shots than us. It's not even. I wasn't even mad, honestly, at the defense entirely. I mean, what they shoot from the field, they finished with 69 points, and they shot from the field 40%. Like you live with that. I mean, they shot the ball lights out from deep. We got to be better from deep.
And they are one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country too. So you just kind of got to give it where you can there.
But they got 19 more shots. 19 more shots.
And only one by 2.
FSU got how many more shots in us the other night? Like 20 something.
Seemed like
at least, yeah.
Definitely up there.
Like
extra possessions. That is what killing this team right now, man. Like when it comes to them on the defensive end, I honestly, if that's the one thing that's holding them back from being, in my opinion, an elite defensive team. The fact that they get a stop in the initial possession, but they don't grab the necessary rebound. They don't hustle for the loose ball, and that gives an extra possession. And because of that, your defense is out of place. So now you got a wide open shooter that's still there, that's ready to spot up and pull the trigger, and that is what kills them.
That's the thing is like the defense hasn't been bad. We're allowing like 60 to low 70 points per game in ACC play. It hasn't been bad. It's all about the rebounding and the turnovers. It's really what's just killed us in the entire ACC play. And what's going to lose you games in March? It's not going to be the offense. It's going to be the turnovers and rebounding, because if you get an experienced team in the first or second round that's been there and done that, they're going to force turnovers all day if you have an experienced front or backcourt. So
and even these ACC teams are seeing that, because if you notice when teams are able to get into the paint, or when they're able to get a shot up, and Mark Williams is out of position when it comes to him trying to get a block or something like that, you notice that teams pack the paint at that point. They put 2 or 3 bodies because they know that defensive rebound is going to be there, because they know when Mark Williams is out of position, Paolo is not going to clean it up. Wendell's not going to clean it up. So the shot is there. The opportunity is there. Teams are seeing that now. The NC States, the Florida States, they're seeing that now. So again, when we get to March, the Baylors and the Texas Techs and the Kansas, they're definitely going to notice that, and they're definitely going to hop on that.
I do want to shout out to the kid Smitty. 14 offensive rebounds to a team that does not have size. No. Realistically, does not have size.
No.
And we are starting a 6'10" dude and a 7-footer.
Yeah.
And Wendell's pretty good rebounder for his size.
Yeah.
Like AJ Griffin's 6'7", 220. I don't get it. Like I personally, I don't know how do they fix it at this point? Like, how do you fix this issue?
Exactly. That's my thing. They're not lacking the size. It's not a situation where, they, again, where they need more practice or they need more reps. Like, no, we're almost 20 games in, and this is an issue that we're seeing game after game after game after game. And it's only the more experienced teams are going to hop on it even more, man. And again, the effort at times pisses me off as well. Like going for loose balls very lazily. The one I know Mark Williams had a couple opportunities tonight where he had an opportunity to get his hands on some loose balls and feet are still. He's kind of just leaning for it. Like that's not what we need.
No, and the Theo comment is starting to get to me, man. I was really high on Theo coming into this year that he would basically prevent us from having these issues. Like if we had rebounding game or bad rebounding games, we could bring Theo and he would just kind of clean up on the glass. Like that's what he would do at Marquette. Like he was a good rebounder, not anything fantastic, but I think the fact that he's spending the majority of second halves on the bench. I don't know, man. And especially I felt like AJ Griffin struggled a lot tonight, and we struggled rebounding, and AJ wasn't getting many rebounds himself. So the fact that then we got Bates Jones coming in for him instead. So
shout out to Bates Jones. His minutes weren't bad though.
No, but it's just bad. It's just interesting when beginning of the year that was Theo's minutes. Those were all Theo's minutes, and now Jones is getting it. It definitely didn't see that coming. And then I think the other point that we need to make is the lack of half court offense. Like the fact that we come down the court, it seems like in those last 5 to 10 minutes, and it was just everything was stagnant. You have guys standing around just watching the guy dribble. And if you think about it, the two buckets that Jeremy Roach hit, the corner three was a broken play, and his layup or I think he hit a pull up or a floater. That wasn't a run play for him. And then you can see what happens when Coach K either has time to drop a play or you run these plays consistently at the end when they had come out of that timeout and Paulo gets the isolation one-on-one after Wendell came around and cut and basically brought his man out of the way. Paulo gets an easy bucket over a guy that he overmatches every single time. So like this team can run play. Like it seems like, I don't know. I don't know if they're just not running plays. They don't have enough plays in the repertoire. I don't know what it is, but if you can draw a play like that out of a timeout, I don't see why you can't have more plays run like that throughout the game where you're constantly keeping Clemson or your opponent on their toes. Paulo could get matched up in ISO almost every trip down, and you're gonna have a guy pull off and double team, and you kick it out to Wendell. You'll have Mark open. Like I don't know.
That seems to be the formula.
Yeah,
the ball is definitely in Paulo's hands late, which we want, but it doesn't have to be him standing. It doesn't have to be him at the top of the key with four guys standing around and him taking a shot. Like he can initiate the offense, in my opinion. Of course, he has plenty of handles. He has the ball skills to be able to do so. It doesn't have to be him taking a shot. Like you said, it could definitely be him initiating the offense and getting a backdoor cut with Wendell.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely think even with that being said, though, I credit Coach K because I even see the clip Duke men's basketball tweeted out. They got Paulo in position. That's rare. I mean, it's rare you get your best player the ball, or it's rare for Duke to get their best player the ball at the end of the game and drew up something perfect. Great entry pass from Roach, and obviously Paulo made the bucket. But that's what you got to do when you have a star player. You got to get your guy the ball, find ways to create him an easy shot to give you guys a chance.
Yeah.
Number one, Mel. Shout out to Mel. I see you out there. You got to get your weekly shout out.
Grant that.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to read that. He just DM'd me. Duke has allowed 61 offensive rebounds in the last 4 games. 61 offensive rebounds, bro.
In 4 games. I'm not good at math, but I think that's around 15 per game, right?
And look at the opponent. Look at the opponents. This is against Clemson and Syracuse, and granted, Florida State is a good team, but still, like this is a major concern. Like this is,
and that's the issue. Is like okay, we cut that in half. Like the defense is playing well, you cut that in half, and you're taking teams with one shot and running it out. Like I just think there's like this team can be really good. I think it's frustrating, and I guess the silver lining is tonight they did finally finish a close game. Like they came through in the end when they needed a bucket, and they got it done. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but like, I guess if you want to take some sort of silver lining from it, they did finally finish a game, and Miami, they couldn't. There was a lucky shot that got thrown up. Florida State, basically the same thing. Lucky shot gets thrown up and goes in, and finally they get one of these games to go their way. And I'm not saying it's going to roll because we got to go at Louisville, who's just fired their head coach. And so I would assume those players are going to be completely motivated. Yeah, man.
Completely discombobulated.
Could be both, man. Could be both. But going at Louisville is never an easy task for our guys. So
Where,
Yeah.
I'm just glad we pulled it out, man.
where's
I
the
really am.
confidence level, guys? On the scale of 1 to 10, where's the confidence level right now?
Zion.
I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not. I think at the end of the day, even a lot of the things we're missing with Trevor, I think is affecting us, especially with the ball pressure, inability to create as much turnovers. I mean, we haven't been doing that even with Trevor, but I'm not really worried yet. I think I need to see us against another top tier ACC team. I think I want to see a couple more road games too. Because these home games are weird to me. I don't know. I can't judge this team off the home games because teams are
Okay,
coming
so there's like difference in confidence levels and like confidence in what confidence in this team, I guess, to go to make a run, I guess is the question. Because like first of all, okay, confidence to make a run, I'm at like almost a 7, but I would love to hear everybody. Like, I would love to hear the comments. Somebody says 5. I think I'm at like a 6.5 to a 7 as far as making a run. They can not easily. This team can go up against anybody and beat anybody. Like I don't think this team, if they were to make a deep run, would get blown out by any of these top 5 teams right now. I think they would put up a fight, if not win, against the majority of these top teams ranked in front of them. It's just getting by those teams, these average teams, like who are going to be 10 seeded and below in the tournament. Who are experienced. That's where my confidence level like wavers, because we've shown that we'll play down to that talent. So I'd love to hear the comments, but yeah, Eric I'm at a 6.5 to a 7. Eric, you don't seem anywhere near
Eric goes, that. I got to follow up to your question, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm at a 5, and that's
out of 10.
That's being nice. That's being only because I feel the issues that they're showing are not going to get fixed. I don't see how they can get fixed in the long run. I don't see. I mean, outside of you telling someone you need to rebound better, how are you going to fix the defensive rebounding? Honestly, I mean, they're already solid on that end when it comes to the defense, but everyone knows that get the rebound, get these loose balls. They're there. The opportunity is there. If they're able to, again, like you said, Ryan, to cut these defensive rebounds, these offensive rebounds that they're giving up, cut those in half, dude, they can wipe the floor with a lot of these teams, man. And that's the case. That's the situation, as well as the turnovers. Which again in March, when the pressure's on a neutral floor, that turnover bug can come out of nowhere and really bite you in the ass. I'm starting to be a little concerned.
And I think what I kind of wanted to ask before you even asked that.
Okay.
Right now, this for both of you and everyone in the comments too. Right now, where do you see this Duke team finishing in the tournament?
I feel like if they get over the hump of the first weekend, I could see this team being a final. Like it's almost like at that point, it's like these guys are a Final Four team. Like if they can get by that at this point, like a 14 to 15 seed, it's going to be really hard for them to get a 1 seed. I'm not saying it's out of the question. I still think there's still opportunity to, but let's just say they're a 2 or 3 seed. Like if they can get by those 2 teams in the first weekend, I think they can make a deep run. My confidence is not that great that they could get by what would that be, a 15 or 14 seed, and then I don't even know how the bracket shakes out, probably like a 10 to 6 seed, something like that, somewhere in there. So matchups, man, that's what it comes down to though, right? Like it's what it always does. So I say out of 10 to get, your question was to get the run in the tournament.
No. Where do you see, like right now?
Oh, like where?
What are they?
National champions, man. I mean, no, I think this team is still an Elite 8 team. Like I think I would say Elite 8 probably right now if I had to make a guess. Like this is an Elite 8 team. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Elite 8. Oh, round of 30. You can't see. You got
like
one, Cooper.
But see, like I'm in Cooper's shoes too. It's not like if they can get by that round of 32 and get to the next weekend, I think they can beat anybody. It's just they can also lose to anybody. So I don't know. It's tough to go Elite 8, right?
What do you got? What do you got, Eric?
I'm gonna say Sweet 16. I'm gonna say Sweet 16. But I agree with you. There's like I can honestly see this team lose in that opening weekend and just be out of the tournament. Like
yeah.
There's one thing that I'm seeing, and I know you guys are seeing, and it really doesn't even have anything to do with teams are not fearing Cameron Indoor anymore. That is for sure. And teams are not fearing the name on the jerseys anymore. They want it. They want Duke. It's not, and I'm not comparing this team to this team I'm going to bring up, but I remember that Zion RJ team when they got rolling. Teams were like, "Oh shit, they've hit their stride." Like they know that that's a dangerous team that you don't want to face. You're just like going in, especially going into Cameron Indoor, you're gonna have your hands full. Teams are not that way now when it comes to this team, and there's plenty of talent. There's talent across the board. They're deep. This is in my opinion, some of the best depth that they've had in a long time. But teams, like I said, teams like Miami and even Clemson, like we saw tonight, man, they don't care about Cameron Indoor. They don't care about that name on the jersey anymore. And when that is in place, man, like that is when you've seen, Duke lose in the second round when teams don't give a damn about the name on the jersey anymore. And I feel like that's where they're at as a program.
I do feel like I think Ryan said, when we do have that matchup, that big matchup, we come out ready. I think we come out ready for the most part. I think we saw that early in the season. But yeah, I mean, let me read before I give my statement. I'll probably read a couple of Twitter people. I see Elite Eight. I see a lot of Elite Eights.
Yeah,
a lot of Elite Eights. That seems to be consensus. Elite Eights. I see a Sweet 16. Someone said round of 32. Sadly. Russ says 3C will be brutal. 14-6 first weekend, 2-1 second, 2 versus 1. But yeah, I think right now I'd probably say I see Elite Eight. I think our first 2 rounds would be hell. Obviously depends on matchups. But
so what is the one matchup you guys would not want to see?
I don't want to see a team that has 5 shooters.
It doesn't have to be a program, just like as far as
a team. What's the team we played this year? I forgot. Light blue jerseys. I'm blanking on the name.
Oh, Campbell.
No. They shot the lights out. They hit like 19 threes. Someone will.
Oh, Citadel. Sorry.
Citadel. If we play a team like Citadel in the tournament, we are in trouble.
That can shoot. That can shoot
because you have 5 shooters. Number one. And we don't dominate the glass enough where we're gonna dominate a small team like that. So we get behind, we give a team turnovers.
Like I agree to an extent, but I also think it's I'm afraid to see the opposite. I'm afraid to see a team that's gonna keep it in the 60s, a team that's just gonna an experienced team that forces turnovers, that gets rebounds, just like a gritty, tough, not a great offensive team, just a team that can slow this offense down because A, we don't have an offense, and B, if the scouting report, Russ alluded to it, that the scouting report's easy. It's create turnovers and crash the glass on offense, and you're going to beat Duke. And if a hard-nosed team that doesn't score very much and they kind of are gritty with a deeper bench, there's no reason why an experienced team can't come in and cause 15 turnovers and grab 15, 20 rebounds on us and beat us in the first or second round. Like, that's what I'm worried about. We've played shooting teams. Clemson's a really good shooting team. Citadel's a really good shooting team. We knocked them out. And I just think I'm more worried about a scrappy team that could basically expose all of our flaws the way a lot of teams have.
I think just all of our flaws are fill that mid-major role.
Exactly.
Teams don't need to be big to beat us. Nope. If they shoot well, we might struggle. I just think there are so many different scenarios and type of play styles that can hurt us right now, and we don't take advantage of our strengths as much.
I agree.
But like JD said, I don't know this guy JD Osborne. He's telling us don't talk about the tournament. Let's talk about the regular season. Sir, you don't call the shots, my guy. But I guess we can reel it back.
Citadel team put up 81, by the way.
Yeah, they hit like 19 threes.
Yeah.
But next up, who we got next up Saturday?
Louisville. I think it's a noon tip. Yeah.
Do we play Notre Dame on Monday?
Dude, we got 3 road games in a row. We won't be seeing Cameron for week and a half,
This-
2 weeks.
This is the game changer right here. This is the part of the season we gotta start clicking.
This is where the turnaround is right here.
Yeah, this has to be the turnaround. Like these are 3 road games. You said Louisville,
Notre Dame, Carolina.
and Carolina. We need all of those wins.
Yeah.
If we pull those off,
who knows where Louisville is right now with Chris Mack?
I don't even. And they haven't been good. They've been bad for the last month or so.
Notre Dame has always been an atmosphere that no matter what kind of team they put out on the floor, they're going to pack the arena.
Notre Dame is a good team, though.
Yeah, they're a good team. I'm just saying, like that's always been like a thorn in Duke's side, going on the road, and playing the Irish, and then of course, but that could be a trap game, to be quite honest with you, because the Tar Heels are up next after that.
Yeah,
that weekend.
Be looking forward to that game. I mean, and Notre Dame beat Kentucky too. I mean, this Notre Dame team, I think they only have 1 loss in ACC play, or 2 losses in ACC play. Like, I don't think they're that.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team, and Blake Wesley, solid player. I think they got. I don't even think it's a trap game. I think if we don't play well, we're gonna get smoked. That's the thing. But that's the thing, though, with this Duke team. I think I was gonna respond to it earlier. This Duke team hasn't been blown out yet. They haven't been really. I don't know. What's our biggest deficit this year?
Probably Ohio State at one point, right? When I don't even remember if we were down that much against Ohio State.
Like we were only down by what 9 or 10 to Ohio State. I mean, we kept it in relatively close.
Yeah, we were in striking distance.
Even the referees had on Buckeye jerseys too.
Yeah, so. That's true. Even though we've lost games this year, we haven't really had that smacked in the face moment.
No, and like I said, and we've seen the video. I mean, obviously we played terrible against Miami and Florida State, but we're 2 lucky shots away from being undefeated in ACC play right now. Like you said, we haven't been hit hard.
Do you guys think they need that?
No. I don't want them to need that.
I don't know. Zion.
That's the thing. I don't. Usually, I'd say if that's going to be your loss, I want to get smacked at least one of them. But like, I don't think. I think those 3 losses should be wake up calls enough. But it's a young team, so you don't know. Like you don't know what's going through their head. Like
it could definitely be a team where it's like, okay, they get punched in the mouth, and once they see blood, they just, they turn things around, and that could definitely be an not embarrassing road loss, but just one that kind of smacks you a little bit. I don't know. Again, Notre Dame is always been an atmosphere that Duke goes into, and they play a scrappy game, and this so happens to be a year where there's an Irish team that's very respectable at the very least. Maybe I will agree with you here. I think they do need to get away from Cameron Indoor for a little bit.
I think the Cramming Crazies need a little timeout from there too. They've seen a little lackluster since coming back from break.
Crazies, Ryan.
It's been that way for a few games, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I hate to say it because I'm not there, but on TV it doesn't seem like the same.
Why don't you go take a trip down there and get yourself in the
Hey, Tick Pick wants to send me down there, man. I'll get in the middle of the Crazies.
Oh man, nah, but I think these road games are gonna be good for us. I think someone said it. Shout out. I think I just missed you. Davenport Kev. You said basically, I'm blanking. Yeah, next 3 games will say who we are. I think
so. Five of the next 6 are on the road.
5 of the next 6 games are on the road?
Yeah, because we do 3, and then we got UV at home, and then we're at Clemson, at BC.
5 of the next 6 are on the road. Yeah.
Don't ask me no questions, CJ. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know. I don't have any information on anything, bro.
This is funny you brought it up. I was gonna ask if you have any information on Keels, but
I don't know.
I forgot they call you, right? They call you and give you info. You don't go.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Oh my goodness! All I know is Trevor Keels will be back this year. That's all. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, he'll be back this year.
He's gonna be back this year. It's not a season-ending injury.
It was good. It was good to see him, get some shots up before a game. Though. That's
for
sure.
I mean, I would bet he's back Notre Dame at the latest, but.
Yeah, but I mean, it's. I definitely got. I don't think I said anything about Jeremy Roach.
Yeah, please.
People think I'm a Jeremy Roach hater.
He dunked.
Yo, that's dunk. Yo, Oh my goodness, Jay Bush and who
Whoa.
Ravish, what are
Carl
y'all
Ravish.
doing, man?
Yeah, or Reese
Like
Davis.
what? Or Reese Davis, whoever it was.
I think one of the two.
That was a nasty dunk. This kid is what, like,
He dunked and he stared. Like,
Yeah.
hold up now.
Jeremy.
The knees are healthy, Jeremy. Hold on. But, nah, Jeremy played pretty well today. I think Jeremy's been, he's comfortable in that point guard role again. I think he's been facilitating pretty well. Still, I think the reason it's like I see the assists, and the assists are great, but I think he still needs to get to a level of being a floor general, for sure.
Melissa, they actually slapped the floor tonight.
They did slap the floor. I don't think it really did.
Came out of the timeout. And it was
Okay, so how about we end it on this then? When
Hold
Keels,
on. I didn't
Okay, keep going.
you gotta give Roach his flowers. Give him his flowers.
Yeah, I gotta give Roach his flowers, but I want him to take that next level as a floor general. I think what we saw from Trey Jones from freshman year to sophomore year was really him giving the defense. The defense wasn't really scared of him of his scoring ability.
Yeah.
I think we need Jeremy to kind of take that approach. Like you got to make the defense fear you, like offensively, like scoring the ball wise. Yeah, I think he's proven now he can play make a little bit, but if he takes that next level as a scorer, then sky's the limit for him.
We saw it twice from him this year. Him taking those shots late that the team definitely need. He did it in the Gonzaga game, of course. And tonight was huge. His buckets late. He definitely took a punch to the chin against Miami. That was definitely a game.
Yeah, man. I was the one who threw some type of punch too on Twitter. So I'm not gonna lie, like he was getting cooked on defense, but hey, he's providing some offense now. So it's good to see.
Definitely.
Okay, so question for you then: when Keels comes back, does the starting lineup go back to what it was
that's
before?
A good question. I was thinking that during the game
Because Griffin played fine last game against Syracuse. He played fine, dropped 15, had a decent amount of rebounds, but he 3 points against NC State, 8 against Florida State, and 5 tonight against Clemson. I'm not calling for his head. I'm fine with AJ doing what he's doing. I'm just throwing the question out there to you guys and to the fans. Do we think that the starting lineup goes back to Roach in, or are we sticking with Griffin?
No, I want his confidence is going to be needed in March.
Who's
AJ?
So you want him to
I
start?
agree.
I want to keep him in the lineup. I want to keep him in the starting lineup. Like he's had a couple games back to back where he was quiet, but I feel this was the team was heading in this direction. I feel like he needs this, getting that opportunity to start and being able to provide starters minutes, of course. Like we're going to need that in March, so I wouldn't change it.
So you have Roach going to the bench.
Yes, I will bring Roach back off the bench.
Zion, you going?
Because to me, that not the best lineup for them going forward. That's the best starting five for them going forward.
You said
with AJ and Keels.
Yes,
that's their best lineup.
But it's hard right now to put Roach back on the bench because Wendell has been a little sloppy with the ball too in the past few games. I still trust Wendell with the ball, but I think mentally it would not hurt Roach more, but affect him more going back to the bench than it would AJ. I feel like AJ, we kind of know I know his character, and we talked about this off screen, but like he doesn't care if he's starting or coming off the bench. He's a very selfless player. He's a very team player, and I think what we've seen is he's instant offense regardless if he's coming on or off the bench. I think what we've seen of late too, with Roach kind of dominating the ball, Wendell has shot the ball much better, especially when he's coming off the catch and shoot. And I think Roach has kind of been, the reason for that. When Roach is out the game, we don't see that as much from Wendell. It's more him facilitating. So all that being said,
would you
AJ got to go to the bench for me.
Would you still keep that lineup fairly fluid depending on matchup, of course? Or is that like, okay, that's the set starting five no matter the opponent?
Nah, set starting 5. Bring AJ off the bench.
Bring AJ off the bench. Okay.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
about you, Ryan?
Well, first and foremost, we just offered Tyrese Proctor officially
Oh,
10
wow.
minutes ago. I'm with you, Zion. I think based on what we talked about off air a few week ago about AJ's character and hearing that he doesn't really care. He's up for doing what's best for the team. I think AJ comes off the bench and Jeremy starts. I think having that presence of coming off the bench and the scoring ability that we can have right now, guys, we're banking on Bates Jones, Theo John, and Joey Baker to provide bench points in any facet of the game. Like we have no bench scoring really outside of Joey. And like that's not saying a ton. I love Joey. He's doing fine, but like I think if we can have Roach continue with the confidence that he's playing with right now, you move AJ back to the bench and he comes in and gives you really good minutes. I'm not saying cut his minutes by a ton, but I just think Roach is going to fit the style of play that we want to play going forward. And we need a true point guard. This team needs a true point guard to run through. So I have to agree with you, Zion. I'm going with Griffin back to the bench and Roach starting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we have a true point guard. I think Roach is probably a closest thing to a point guard. But yeah, I agree. Someone said, "What about Wendell coming off the bench?" No, that's not happening, bro.
No.
Relax.
Why?
Relax. That's not happening, bro. Let me see what the comments are saying. AJ starter, Roach finishes the game. Griffin is still not 100%. Is still getting back into the field of things. Yeah, I think he's still getting there. I think a lot of people saying it's a lot of people mixed reactions. AJ off the bench. AJ is a floor spacer though, but I honestly think what we've seen from Wendell, he shot the lights out past couple games. Like Wendell he can space the floor. He just has to shoot the ball when he's open. I think Trevor will get up his shots too, but I mean, we'll see. It's a long season. When Kills comes back, whenever that is, I don't have any sources on that. We'll worry about it then. But
yeah, I'm just ready for Keels and Dell to get back to that. Them hounding the perimeter like they did in the year, man.
Teams
like that's
getting too comfortable.
Yeah, getting too comfortable. Absolutely,
getting too comfortable. But yeah, we got UL Saturday, Notre Dame Monday. Two big road games. Got to get these wins. I mean, we still first in the ACC at the end of the day. So where are we? Yeah, Miami lost, right? Yeah. Tie for it. So it's a long season. We're still winning. A win is a win. We'll take it.
Yeah.
But we got a long way to go. So we'll tap in with you guys next week. We appreciate y'all for joining us again. Next Monday probably is when we'll be back. But then it's Carolina after Notre Dame, right? You said?
You got it.
Yeah. So we should have our Duke Carolina debate coming the day before the game.
Get ready.
We'll get that ready.
It's much of a debate. I hear there's some.
It really isn't. Yeah, there's nothing. We beat them in recruiting. We're just better than them at everything. Like, but
I hear there's a little turmoil going over there in Tar Heel country, though.
Oh man,
some fans are feeling a certain way about Herbert Davis.
I got news on one of their players. One might be transferring, but I won't say nothing about that on air.
That's why they call you the insider, man, right there.
I'm just here
with the news. Adam Schefter of Duke basketball. Man.
Oh nah, don't do that, bro. Duke is gonna hate me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We'll catch you next week. Go Duke. Stay happy. Even though this team got a lot of work to do. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all.